obviously it needs to be 36 games, and there's going to be another guy that's like, why do we do more than 8? I'm just, nope. Gotta
One
let
game?
that one go. One game. All the money on one game, guys. It's the true Battle Royale style. But it looks like everything is starting to get situated, as you can see all the players starting to warm up their hands, move into different positions. Serious face coming out from everybody. At this point, I'm kind of curious, is K-Mind officially EU, or are we still allowed to call him from North America? Because I know how it goes. Whenever you make your way over onto Liquid and PUBG, you're instantly embraced by all the community.
Well, I think you could call him EU now. I think that's fair. He's on an EU team. I mean, when for example, Lost HD came over to the Rumblers, was he EU still?
I considered him North America.
Yeah.
All right, but as you can see here, everything is going on. We got 3 seconds before we move into the game. Any last thoughts before we go, Paper Thin?
Nope. Looking forward to this. My thoughts are, let's get going. Let's get in here, and let's see what kind of plane we have. Now, this one is much more fair. We don't have that extremely steep, west to south circle. Now it's just right 45 degrees across the middle. And
that is a good point. A lot of our circles have been very opposite plane paths. So if trend sticks, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and say Georgia Pool for the circle, just because it feels like every single time the plane path is over here, the circle just wants to go in the complete opposite direction for this, but a lot of our teams still opting back over towards a military base. You can see FaZe and Exodus continuing to push back over there towards it.
Well, I said Pachinki circle. I'm going to stick with that. That's what I'm feeling on this one. We're going to get a liquid circle, if you want to call it that, I guess, since they're the only ones going Pachinki here. Otherwise, who knows? Maybe it'll go east. I mean, this plane path is so right down the middle, you can go anywhere. But Sharpshot's already taking a bunch of damage. He is on a sliver of health. Kodak just isn't able to quite finish it.
Whew, 8 bullets remaining. He's trying to run around and find more ammo to see if he can finish him off. But at this point, Kickstart should be safe. And no, Paper, we didn't get a Georgia Pole circle. What did we get?
We tried.
I tried. I really
Matt.
tried. I really did. I really did. I was even going for a kind of an evil circle with a Georgia Pole circle based off of the plane path. And nope. Whenever it comes here, I just got to embrace being from the south. All right. So Sharpshot did manage to find himself a vehicle, but still Kodak is on the hunt for any type of ammo, as now a couple of shots are coming back towards him.
So this is something I talk about a lot, that I don't get in arguments, I get in disagreements with some people, and that I think the military base isn't as bad as a lot of people think it is. Now, so think about this, okay? And people are going to disagree with me, and High Pocket Toffees could get into me, because this is actually basically what we were doing in the room before today, talking about the military island. Now, if you in a tournament, you get a couple circles that go here, right? It's about a 17% chance that the circle is going to end on Sosnovka Island. Not start there, end there. So that's a pretty high percentage compared to just about what's close to any other location.
That is true, and I think it comes down to how you play military base. And we talk about this a lot, about what your style and how you want to play everything goes. But speaking of style and how you want to play, let's take a little listen in towards Tornado Energy.
We're playing in aggressive style. We're trying to shoot everybody on the map, to fight with everybody. We had a lot of kills in qualifications. Our main killers is Example and Ala GG, which calls Batya in Russian, and in English it's Daddy. I think that we're the best team on this tournament because we're working every day hard, and we just want to take what we deserve. We want to wipe FaZe, Clan, Liquid, Welcome to South Georgia, and Amakin. That's our main enemies on map.
Tornado Energy making a rotation in boat without helmets, and we've seen that this hasn't gone too well. But I think that they might be a little bit ahead of the curve here and should be able to at least make landfall. With this, it's just a matter of, can they continue to loot is the question, because there's not a lot to be found along this beach.
Well, I think this is fast enough that it's A-okay. There was only one member without a helmet. They should be just about fine, as a lot of teams are making their early rotations. Exalt quickly went over towards the Novo area, getting across. And only 2 teams dropped on Sosnovka Island. Once again, FaZe went down here, and Exodus again. Now, I was pretty surprised that FaZe went down here, considering this plane path wasn't that steep southern plane path that starts around the letter N on the left-hand side of your screen, heads over completely basically off the map before it even reaches the eastern edge. So I'm kind of curious to see what exactly FaZe is thinking here. Will this continue into tomorrow? Was there something they just kind of realized? Maybe they felt like they could bully Exodus a little bit?
Well, one thing I want to point out is the slight difference in circle and how that could shape this up a little bit differently. You can see last time, whenever we had so much of the water and the circle was so far down to the south, everybody was just quick rotations, like, I need to get to the island now, otherwise I'm going to die. With still having the main island having a little bit of control on there, a couple of these guys can make their way through, and he'll find himself getting knocked from a nice shot. No scopes are needed whenever you're James. Just go ahead and get those knocks coming through. Already moving aggressively. The rest of the team coming up to support. It's going to be Mixie getting some shots as well.
Just so we're clear, that is the worst iron sight in the game on the M24, and James lands a headshot. Nutty stuff from him. Here is Ibiza looking to push in on the backs of the Red Cannons. Isn't able to connect with his spray. Liquid already in this position, but so far only one member of the Cannons down. They might be able to hold this off.
Be very careful on how they make their approaches, especially in these buildings. These buildings are so awkward as you move your way through, but it's just going to be a numbers front coming up from them. Liquid's got 3 people starting to make these pushes through, and they're trying to be very cautious, check every single angle as they make their approach through. Make sure that nobody's down toward the bottom, but it's all on a Mixie. You can see in the bottom right, he's trying to provide support, make sure none of the other teammates can come up and help at all. And going to have to step away from that one, as that's going to stall them on that push.
Yeah, looks like that Molotov might have impacted on the surface of the railing of the stairs there. I'm not exactly sure. Mexi does get knocked, so now this is becoming a little bit more difficult for Team Liquid. Still and 1, FPS is the only one knocked. Kill Demo is going to be able to get his revive off. Now that one is going to set 2 people on fire.
There's
no! It's like the movie Backdraft.
It's just an oven up there, but Raspu managed to find one little spot to get some breathing room. Kill is down below him. Now James going to make the push up. Easy flush up, but look at that. Gets caught out. Does manage to get one down, but finally everybody in the attic is taken down. And you know the Red Canids, man. We're just hoping they could grab like that TV that was up there and roll it down the stairs. Anything to stop that push.
That was just wild there in that compound. Team Liquid, once they lost Mexi, that made that situation infinitely more dangerous for them because they don't have somebody covering them to kind of maneuver around the outside of that building as they please. Kind of forces their hand. Now, they did get a great molly up inside that window, but then they go up the stairs, they don't look the right way, and there's Raspu just waiting.
I gotta say, I really like this more aggressive style Team Liquid towards the early parts of the game, where they're just coming with authority and taking the things that they want. Speaking of taking the things that you want, looks like Fuzzface and the rest of the FaZe guys decide that they want to go after Exodus right now. Are running a little bit of a split position on the side of this hill. It looks like they're just trying to get positions out and around each other, and this is just going to be those hills just to the north of Military Base.
If this turns into a full-on fight, this is going to be a real gut check moment for Exodus. Meanwhile, sparking for Meta has to prone a little bit. It's Zhong kind of out alone here with this UAZ. They're just going to shoot into it, try to blow it up, and a good grenade from Hyagwin is going to get Zhong. This might be the end for him. Iroh is coming up on the back of that hill, trying to assist his team, but I don't know if he's going to be able to do much.
While Exodus still just trying to hold the defensive line against FaZe's push. They're buying a little bit more space, but you can see Taylor J is trying to figure out how he can handle these angles. Going to go ahead and step out. Is he going to spot out 8C? He does. Doesn't get enough damage to make it work, though, so going to go back towards the safety of the building. And I got to say, with the amount of throwables I see being prepped, that might not be the safest bet. And he does double think that and step back around, trying to use the building itself for defense.
Taylor doing a good job buying time for the other members of Exodus to get up here. Let's see exactly how they want to set this up. It looked like I thought they might try to go for a bit of flank, but Fuzzface is out there on his own. This is what we're seeing from FaZe a lot of 1-3 splits. Fuzzface out on his own, the other 3 doing their own thing, and this time they're just going to back off.
This is so smart. This is great awareness. Go whenever you have the numbers advantage, but whenever it turns into the 4v4, it's too early. Don't go ahead and take the casualties off of it. Instead, go back, reposition. There's still plenty of the map to work with, and uses Fuzzface position to get more information for the rest of the team.
Yeah, neither team overcommitting to that, just kind of prodding each other, trying to figure out if someone's going to overstep just a little bit, but in this situation, nobody does that. They do a great job. Meanwhile, WTSG wants to try to get some revenge onto Meta for taking down Zhong, and oh my goodness, Matt.
You've
got to be fucking.
We're just going to be we're going to be putting on a story of how circles change adaptation routes, right? So see, we still got plenty of people that are on the main island, and there's still a little bit of the island.
There's my one F-bomb for the tournament.
See, I've
the
been
only one.
saving mine.
I've got one in my. I was allowed one. then that's it. That's
And
the
it was
one.
James yesterday that dropped the first one, so he opened the floodgates for us. See, this is what happens. Good guy James just unlocking the doors. So, speaking of unlocking the doors, if you're shoot to kill, how do you even make it inside anywhere that is close to safe? Alo's trying to get some shots back over towards WTSG, but they just don't even care right now. They've got somewhere in their mind that they really want to get to.
I want to point this out. Atletico is still over by Milta. By the way, the circle just hard shifted so far, and there's tons of time that there's this much left that they could still maneuver.
This is what happened last time to Atletico, though. They were hanging around Milta, and that kind of caused them to be very late in rotations, and then they had to run through all of these teams, lose multiple members, and they did walk away with, I believe it was 1 kill, but you know that's not what they want. They got 2 kills inside that one? I mean, okay, it's twice as good as what I was saying, but still not.
I don't know.
You're not going to be happy with that one.
I remember it was more than 1. I remember seeing at one point that Zoid definitely added at least 2. But what's wild about this circle, Matt, is that there's still a chance that this can go north. This can go back over towards Ferry Pier.
Don't bring that evil on me, okay? I'm usually the guy that says that, and everybody hates me because of it, okay? But yes, there is a chance that it could do that, and you can see a couple of teams are praying and hoping for that to happen. With this shift that's kind of coming into play, a lot of these teams are trying to adapt off of it and not really going for a lot of fights or skirmishes at this time. And I do have to say, going back to what was going on with FaZe and Exodus a second ago, if FaZe had committed to a fight at that time whenever the circle shift came into play, that would have stalled them. And instead, now they've managed to reposition down and are in a beautiful spot for the circle.
Yeah, it's a good timing because they can hedge their bets a little bit. Even if the circle had gone maybe a slightly different direction, this is okay. Because now if this circle does shift up to the north, God forbid it does that, but if it does that, they are in a decent position to potentially try to rack up points by gatekeeping the bridge. Oftentimes when you see a really, really weird, unusual circle like that shifts way hard away from where it should, the best thing to do is to just gatekeep the heck out of everybody.
And Oath, also behind the curve as far as rotations go, actually further away from the circle right now than Atletico is. They're out over here next to Novo, and I mean, we keep talking about we want more from these guys, but it feels like they just can't get into a position to get the work done that they so desperately need to do.
Yeah, Oath, there's some good ideas there, but I think the land jitters are getting to them a little bit. Let's see if they can, as time goes on, maybe work that out of their systems. Fine. I think I saw on Twitter that someone recommended they try some breathing techniques. It's not a bad idea. Try some Tai Chi or something. Maybe
I'm on the other side of that. The way you handle nerves is you just decide to go for fights, and after you lose a couple of fights, then you just feel comfortable. Don't let the game run away from you at some point. Just go ahead and use that nervous energy into something else that's more violent and going to get you those kills.
Yeah, exactly. Going back to the game here, I want to talk about what Wildcard is doing. Because look at your map. You can see Singularity up on the top right there has basically the same idea, but Wildcard is already ahead of them. Now, if they don't see Wildcard and Wildcard can get onto the beach with some cover, Singularity is in a lot of trouble because this circle is looking very much like it's going to be pretty similar to what we saw in the last game.
I'm having deja vu. Like I've been in this place before. So, all right, we've got Team Liquid that's going to go ahead and play off of that point. WTSG's inside their boats, making their rotation around. Atletico Oath still out there eating some blue damage, feeling that nice blue tingle hitting them. But it's going to be Meta Gaming that's trying to make a reposition as well that might find themselves in some trouble. And I got to be careful about that boat rolling back there. That's fine. It's fine. Iro read it and decided to jump on the other side of it. But I mean, really, if we talked about all this terrain just a second ago because it's almost the exact same circle already. So you know that there's the giant hill. This time it's going to be Exalt that's up there. FaZe is just off to the side of that hillside, playing down in that dip that we see is very, very common for these circles. And it's a lot of the other teams now scrambling. And last time it was a little bit more chaotic, but it feels like these guys are starting to get a little bit of a grip on what's going on as everybody's now starting to get in gatekeeping positions.
Yeah, here goes Vazku looking to get some damage done. He gets a little bit. Alia is going to get knocked out. I think he
bailed out himself.
I bailed out himself. I think he was going to get out and try to fight this. Maybe a little miscommunication there. I thought somebody did some damage to him. Now Keenan looking to get some sprays down into Melman. Melman safely able to get up into the yellow. A little bit of damage, but not too much. Kompot trying to come behind. Here goes Sharpshot cooking a grenade. That one is not going to connect because we are inside the building already, my friend.
Here is a problem, though. Sure, Tornado Energy managed to get away. They managed to make it over towards this building, but this is a wildcard building. And there is one thing we know about wildcard. They will push you if you aggress on their territory. They want every kill point that they can possibly find. So Melman's got to figure out what do you do in this situation. You can see Keenan already moving into an aggressive spot. These guys will not hesitate in one moment to go after it. Look at how much utility they're using. They're like, okay, let's just funnel them into one spot, make the push, and then just get this over and done with. Look, they're already scouting it out, know exactly where to go now.
You're exactly right. They do a methodical job making sure they know exactly where Melman is. Now let's see if Keenan can commit. Oh, there's some help coming from Kompot, though. Great job understanding the situation. Melman's outside. Sharpshot isn't able to get the knock. See if he can come up behind him again. No, he thrown and he gets him.
Nice play coming out there, but Keenan says, no, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and get some cover back over for my teammate. And it's kind of interesting to go ahead and use the Molotovs that we saw Wildcard throw themselves to slow them down. Navi's just getting involved in this, kind of reaching out and throwing out some fun back over towards the Wildcard fight as it was going on, but they have a nice position, but they're on edge of circle is the problem.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting in a way for Navi if they're going to opt to try to just stay on this side of the bridge because it's almost 100% that this is going down to the south. Are they going to stay on this side of the bridge? This is the easier bridge to bridge camp from this side and try to get their points that way.
My thing is, look down over at Oath. Oath is in some trouble right now. They are entirely gate kept out by Exalt. They need to move forward just a little bit more, but there's no angles. They've just got this little ledge to work with. The circle does pop and move back over here, so this is going to be favorable for you.
I'm sitting here waiting for Udyr to take the shot. Meanwhile, back over to Omaken. They're going to get the knock and the flush onto Zoid. Still 4 strong, 2 kills for them, both onto Ival. He's got an SKS. He's got that 7.6 loadout. Let's see if he can get in on the flood. The spray is not good enough. A little bit of damage from his teammate. T-Bone has to back off because he's pretty weak.
Atletico is getting hurted back over next to Singularity, and that's also making a secondary problem as OMK actually has an angle for this as well, and it's just turning into a bloodbath across this hillside as it's just destroying each of these teams.
Yeah, Extreme is going to get a point for Atletico over there, but he is going to get returned upon by Harald. Kickstart taken out by Page. So Omaken doing a great job here outside of the circle, getting the points where they can. Navi is making their push right across the bridge. They're opting to go for position. They saw an opening. They're able to get the information from the lighthouse, get on in. Now let's see if Omaken can get up on their backsides and make anything happen.
They're moving into an aggressive position, really stalling out. Keenan gets spotted out, just taps him in the head. He goes down. He was trying to hold back Example, but there's going to be more damage now. Example does walk up, manages to get the flush back over towards it, but what do you do next from that position? Zolt still holding the high ground, Oath clinging to life in this position, just praying somebody comes up and distracts Exalt, but everything is happening towards the north. There's nobody really aggressing back over towards their position.
Yeah, they're completely pinned inside of a funnel.
Oh.
Here comes a grenade up, over, too far. Just bounces at a funny angle.
Oh, but here comes the push. I like that. Go ahead and use the grenade. Cover up the footsteps down. Just come running in. Nailup's going to have a beautiful sightline off to the side of this. Gets the one onto it. Trying to connect on the other one, but gets dropped himself. Udyr goes down as well. Shiv's playing this from distance, but can't quite get it. Finally does get it down onto it, but this is just absolute chaos over here.
Yeah, both these teams just tearing each other apart. Shiv, the only member left. I thought this was Exalt just going to wipe the floor with some good shooting, but it's going to be Exodus Taylor J who comes in to finish them off.
Exodus just strolls up and is like, hey, I want to join this party, and just absolutely demolishes them. There are 2 members up for Oath back over there on that angle, maybe even 3. I can't quite see onto it, but you can see OMK now trying to make their rotation through. They've got Nick onto one angle that does get the shot and a flush onto another one, but it's going to be Atletico again down to just 1 member trying to move through this position, walking away with 3 kills at this point, but Navi already getting a nice position back over towards that. OMK, not a lot of territory to work with due to Navi's positioning, and guess what? It's also going to be FaZe making an approach onto the south of them.
Yeah, I don't even think where Omaken is inside the circle. Meanwhile, Exodus continues to clean up this battle. Somehow Oath is able to get back up to 3 strong. If you would have asked me a minute ago if Oath had any chance, I would have told you no.
What
They'd
the
be
hell
down
are
and
they
dusted.
working with? They should have no helmets, no armor, nothing at this point. Look at how damaged everything is, but they're still just fighting their way through off of this. Vegas goes down and gets flushed. That pushes Oath up to 4 kills. We know that these guys can kill. That's the whole thing about it. We just haven't seen them get into a position to. Finally, with their backs against the wall, they're being forced to fight their way into claiming some part of this circle, and it's actually paying off for them. They're finally getting those points they need.
This is the potential that we wanted to see from Oath. This is the individual skill that this young team is capable of showing us. Here we go. Let's see if they can get it done. Now there is a fire. Circle's going up to the north. So look at WTSG. Same compound basically they had last game. FaZe is getting ripped up a bit. Gustav taken down by Pixel. Looking to get some damage onto 8. He gets one. Isn't able to connect a second shot.
So with the circle shift that's kind of happened, Team Liquid and WTSG are already inside the safe zone. But back down towards the east and the south is where it's just going to get very chaotic. You can see Harald trying to figure out how he's going to deal with the IG guys that were just taking those shots back over towards FaZe and slowed them down. Remember, just on the other side of IG, we have Exodus as well. So this is just going to be a run and gun situation for multiple teams to try to make it out of this point.
All right, finally, Harald is taken down. 8Z finds him. Good job by Singularity. Again, they're getting placement points. They're finding ways into late games. Not always being successful there, where they did win the first game of this tournament. However, today, and from the rest of the days, it hasn't been quite as good for them. Ostrolovac trying to get up and inside of this circle. Pixel continuing to duke it out with members of FaZe Clan. Looks like now, though, he wants to get out because they are going to need to get into this next circle.
FaZe just used a couple of vehicles to rotate out and around IG, and that's going to force them back down towards the south. Navi's got themselves a beautiful position to play on right now. Not a lot of people really contesting it. They already cleared that out. That's how they're sitting on those 5 kills. But you can see Exodus has to retreat back down to go for this res because Oath is still just nipping at their heels the whole time as they go.
Well, this is scary. As Oath starts to feel it, apparently they can out-duel teams when they're in horrible positions. IG down in the bottom right. Yes, exactly. They're coming up. Let's see if they're able to third-party this.
Slow sneaking coming out from Oath, trying to make sure that they manage to get Taylor J down, but this is a full commit coming out on this angle. IG gets distracted and starts making their way back over towards the north. Grenade's going to roll right up next to Balefrost. Manages to close the door in time. It's fine. Just go ahead and get out of that spot. And they got plenty of vehicles to work with, but another grenade does manage to take down Taylor J. He's the guy that came over here and was trying to get some assistance onto it, but Oath gets caught out as they're trying to make their push over, and this has kind of neutralized both of these pushes in this situation. The blue is creeping up back onto this position as well, so Exodus, what are you going to do is now finally Inside Games decides that they want to go after Oath and get some damage back over towards Snakers, but Wolf still holding down that position, but not for too much longer as he finally gets taken down.
Yeah, this is a nice job by IG here, picking up points where they can, taking advantage of a prolonged fight between Exodus and Oath. That fight just took too long. When that happens in competitive PUBG, eventually some team is going to come in and make you pay for it.
But this is actually almost working towards Exodus's favor because it allowed them to at least get on the motorcycle, get into another position. Sure, they lost Pat out of that, but with this point, they were trying to get back over there.
Yeah, and then they got dusted. They tried to get into the circle and were just wiped because of it. Meanwhile, Inside Games starting to feel it. I talked to their members on the bus ride over here today, and they said they were feeling a lot of confidence. They felt like the last game of the day yesterday, they finally found their groove, and it's looking like they're definitely trying to capitalize on that.
6 kills and trying to contend with FaZe right now. They've been taking some long-range skirmishes back over towards them. You can see Tab going to go ahead and finish out Uba. FaZe now finding themselves pincered between 2 different points and do get dropped off of that, and that's going to be another kill going back over towards IG, but Navi's got the defensive line and starting to make a push back over towards IG's position.
I mean, this is a really impressive run here by IG. I thought they were in a lot of trouble at times, and then they're able to find the right third parties, able to keep FaZe at bay. That is no easy task, so great job by them on that. Now they might have Navi coming up on their backsides. This could be the make or break moment for them in this game.
I want to point out Navi and IG are both fairly weakened due to how much they've been fighting. Sure, they managed to pick up a lot of kills, but WTSG just has the exact same plan as last time, which is, hey, let everybody else fight. We'll just take a couple of kills here and there as they come to us, but Navi aggressing back over towards IG is going to help out WTSG in the late game so much.
Somehow WTSG finds a compound. Tab is going to get knocked here, but 6 kills for Navi, so a better start to this one compared to the last game where they didn't have any kills. Now Navi did find themselves in a late game situation, got some points that way. Let's see if they can maybe eke out a few more this time around. Zampeak's going for the heal. Free kills coming in on the flank.
Oh, grenade does come up and get the down. Good throw coming out from Senya, so Free Kill has got to get this. He has got to get this flank off and at least take down one of these members before he gets spun back over on. Does get the spray back over towards it, gets the drop back over over towards Senya. That's going to buy a little bit more space and movement for his other teammate that is up right now. Might opt into going for the res onto it, but WTSG is also about to extend on this angle, and that's going to make this very problematic. Best of Luck does get the down onto free kill while the res is trying to come through, but is WTSG going to spot this out? The grenade's going to roll right over there next to him, narrowly dodging that out. Miriku's just trying to get the angle back over towards this. Going to spot out the Na'Vi members instead, and Best of Luck in a lot of trouble now.
All right, I'm really curious to see what Team Liquid wants to do. It seems like they're content to just hold the middle of the circle and let these other three teams fight this out, try to get the odd man situations in their favor eventually, because right now two of the other three teams have 3. They only have 2, so if they can lose some members, all right, Zampeak does get Best of Luck. So now it is a 3-on-3 on the top if they can get this res onto free kill.
Team Liquid is also still alive inside the circle, rounding out our 3 teams, but they've been very quiet since they lost a couple of members very early. Smoke's now starting to come out from IG, buying a little bit more space. You can see Pixel does have an interesting flank position back over towards Miriku, but Vard's position actually going to come up and provide a little bit of reinforcement on that if Pixel gets too aggressive from that spot.
Well, Vard is going to go for the grenade. The members of IG are all in that smoke, and the grenades, of course, you're trying to take advantage of that, but it's just a little bit too far out of reach for them to get them to connect.
Now, here's the thing. Liquid has the circle. WTSG is moving out. They want those kill points, and they feel like they're starting to contain IG, but that's allowing Team Liquid to get very comfortable inside that spot. WTSG has been really playing a decorating simulator inside of their buildings for like the last 20 minutes, so they really just want to get involved inside of this. Grenades are starting to come through. IG gets a little bit of damage back over towards Miriku, but he's still managing to get some work around that rock. Finally does go down. It's a peek back and forth on both of them, but it's going to be 2 members now down for WTSG. Talked about the fact that IG is feeling it, and they definitely are, moving up to 13 kills.
This is a really impressive game from IG, taking tons of good fights and mowing down some really strong competition. Now it is up to Team Liquid to try to finish this. Ibiza has pushed up the hill. They want to completely block this area out for IG.
So Team Liquid has the positioning on it. They know exactly where the fight has been going on. With the amount of fighting that IG has been doing, you know that they have to be a little bit weakened. Luckily, they do get a little bit of replenishment potentially from these loot boxes around. They're going to be able to move around this rock, maybe get armor back up. You can see still a little bit damaged, but the med kits, the utility, that's the big factors that they're going to need to push back down into it. Because let's be real, that's K-Mine and Ibiza sitting there waiting for them to start pushing down that hillside, and that is dangerous no matter who you are.
Yeah, that is a very scary proposition for this IG team. Love this maneuver here by IG. Working along the side of the hill, knowing that it isn't going to be easy for a member of Team Liquid to see them, because Team Liquid is going to be inside of the circle. From the inside of the circle, there's nowhere that you can really see over that hill that is to the west.
Really, it's just about this approach that we see coming out from IG. If Pixel can get back around and surprise Ibiza with this, it could be huge. But the big factor comes out is Zampeak. He's going to have to draw some attention back his direction. But you can see inside games, because they've been fighting for so long on the other side of this hill, they have no idea where the last couple of members are hiding at. And so really it's coming down to who sees who first and who can get those introductory knocks to really put some work in. Because right now, IG is just on the edge of this circle. And I wouldn't be surprised if we kind of see some distance kept out as finally Zampeak does get spotted. K-Mine's going to draw attention onto that, so now it's going to be all into Ibiza. If Pixel manages to sneak around back over towards us as they're caught up looking at Zampeak, that could be huge. Pixel takes the shots back over towards K-Mine, but doesn't get the down. Instead, it's going to be Ebi that throws a grenade back over towards Zampeak.
That's a really nice start here for Team Liquid. Free kill is moving right over. Smokes are down, trying to get this res. Is Ibi going to allow it? I haven't seen Ibi's utility just recently. I don't know if he has many frags left at this point. Catches Pixel with just a little bit of damage as Pixel is trying to take the pressure off and allow this res to happen.
But it's the fact that he spotted him is so huge right now. That's forcing Pixel to play back behind that tree. You can see Ebi's holding back 2 members very close range. The moment they crest that hill, he's going to have a view for it. But Free Kill gets some good damage back over towards Ebi. So now it's all on to K-Mine. He is outnumbered 3-1, but he does have the circle and he knows where every single player is. The problem with it is everybody from IG knows exactly where he is as well. Now finally, Ebi getting flushed out. It's just K-Mine. And how's this push going to come through? Is IG going to be able to pick up another one?
K-Mind needs to find some way to 1v3 this. He isn't able to connect those shots onto Pixel. Had he been able to get that knock, that would have opened up quite a bit of space for him. Now, there is a lot of smokes, tons of utility like you were talking about earlier, available for IG. So if they're safe about this, that's not the right place to prone. You're not in the smoke there, free kill.
So K-Mind connected with that one shot and instantly just started unloading, praying the fact that he could connect off of it. He knows the numbers are against him. Spots out another one, does get the down, turns it into a 2v1 situation. His helmet is weak. He can hear the grenade starting to come down next to him. Does some damage, drops him down to 25 life. He has to be cautious. If they can manage to get up into grenade range, he is in so much trouble, but it's all on that push coming out from Pixel right off to the side of this. I don't know if he knows how close he has gotten. He looks back over to the tree, has an idea with it, but free kill. Still holding that other angle. Use the Molotov, buy a little bit more space.
Yeah, this is a nice job by K-Mind. He's getting Pixel to look a little bit, gets a little bit of damage. The fire is connecting. You can see it ticking down 10 at a time, but I don't think it's going to be enough to get the knock onto Pixel. Meanwhile, free kill is just trying to see if he can catch K-Mind overextending just a little bit to the left of this hill.
I love the use of Molotov. Try to force him away from the tree. Get that angle to get the down onto it. Trying to catch a little bit more damage onto free kill, but just doesn't manage to get it. The blue is really close to free kill, so he's going to have to be the first person to move, but Pixel is actually closest towards the center right now, so all pressure going back over towards free kill. Finally gets the down into it and turns this into a 1v1 situation. Opts into going for the flush, secure the point, but now the true battle begins. It's going to be between Pixel and K-Mind. It's a peak battle from tree to rock, and that's going to be a lot of damage coming back over towards both of them, about half each. Now it's going to be preparation. Smoke starting to get thrown. The blue starting to encroach back behind K-Mind. He knows he's going to have to move. Pixel opting into playing this out. Going to try to use the smoke that K-Mind is throwing down to get into a better position himself. So now, K-Mind, all pressure onto you. Which direction do you go? Still thinks that he might be at the tree. That could catch him out. Does spot out Pixel, goes for the spray, but no! It's going to be Pixel that picks it up with 15 kills for IG.
The mind games there were really intense. What a duel between those two players. K-Mind able to take out 2 of the 3 surviving members of Inside Gaming. Isn't able to get that last one. It was so close. But my goodness, what a performance there by IG. What is that, 15 kills, Matchroom?
Pixel walking away with 7. And again, based off of that beautiful flank that he managed to pull off inside of that, and a great showing coming. I mean, you don't just casually get a game with that many kills. We saw them having to skirmish with so many teams that we have huge histories inside of this scene, and they managed to fight through them all.
That was just masterful from them. A lot of that is done on the edges of these circles. This isn't like they're gifted a center circle situation. They have to battle through Oath, Exodus, WTSG, Team Liquid, FaZe Clan. This was an uphill battle all the way, and they fought and fought and fought. They get to the top of this hill. They could put their flag up there.
And I love this. Even though it's a similar circle as last time, this is what you get whenever you're looking at PUBG as an esport. The adaptation and the learning, the figuring out, okay, this didn't work last time, let's try to do this. Whenever you get a similar circle, try to make those modifications. Move into better positions. Take every little bit of information that you've learned and now reapply it.
Yeah, exactly. Love what I'm seeing from them in that game. And Matt, that is one of the most impressive performances we've seen here so far in this tournament. I would say that one is the top that I've seen.
I mean, it was such a heady battle whenever we got down to those 2 snipers looking back and forth at each other. The use of Molotovs, trying to use each other's smokes to maneuver through those different points. We did see the fact that IG threw out one of their own, but still trying to manipulate both of those positions and crawling out into the wide open, just so that way you know the angle of approach is going to be what gave IG the victory there. But let's be real, that is ballsy to step into that angle and know the fact that this guy is going to have a clean sightline onto me, but I have trust in my aim that I can get it first.
We saw that a couple times this game where players trick other players by going prone in a situation where you don't really expect them to. You lose that mobility and that movement that you normally have, obviously, but the advantage is the player has to shortly look down. But guys, we are ready for another very short break. Stick with us as the GLL Season 4 Finals continues.